Hi guys, Amy here. Today I want to tell you the story of the strongest, most powerful, the most legendary warrior in the whole Transformers world. Who may it be? Optimus Prime? Grimlock? Fortress Maximus? No, he is stronger, greater, and weirdly less known. And his name is Toastertron! Yes, as his friends call him, Toaster is the brother of the Autobot communication officer, Blaster. Toaster is the high crust of the Autobot army. He turns any Autobot into a morning person. No matter how sad, how sleepy, he's ready to wake everyone up and get them on their feet. You can say he's a great companion during the morning breakfast. Thanks to his little alt mode, Toaster is rarely seen on screen, since his body is always a bit out of frame. But that's just an advantage for him, since Toaster is one of the greatest spies in the Autobot army. His stories technically start in the first issue of the Marvel UK continuity, but he's so secretive that even we didn't know it. We had to wait until we got a flashback to the Ark crew getting repaired in the 119th issue called Comfort and Joy, where we see this screen detailing how one of the bots that will transform into a toaster is being repaired by the systems of Auntie. She knew who she was taking. She knew which form she's going to give him. She knew who she was fixing. She knew who she was working with. She knew everything. I'm sure she specifically chose Toaster just for his prowess. Due to his great stealth, even the Decepticon that ran the UK fan mail didn't know about him. Dreadwing jokingly mentioned that he didn't know any Toastertron and laughed that he's probably a team of Housicons consisting of Toastertron, Hoverbot and a Decepticon typewriter. I wonder what was his face when he found out that hero he mocked as a legend was real. The next time we saw Toaster was in a flashback / forward, like really this is a weird time in the Marvel UK comics. Galvatron did a bunch of time traveling and dimension hopping, so it caused a bunch of storms, events, it split the multiverse into many different branches, really don't think about it, it's really confusing. In the mind of the insane time traveling Galvatron, where his alt mode locked body is seen the stasis on a pile of corpses made by the Autobot and Decepticon warriors beaten by Galvatron. I'm going to guess that this timeline's Toaster isn't as powerful as the main one. I'm sure that the main universe Toaster would crunch Galvatron with one bite and without any milk. Sadly, this was the last time Toaster's adventures were documented well enough in this continuity to show them to us. But it makes sense. A great spy can be seen. It doesn't make for a good comic, but it makes for a great warrior. But for years, Toaster was an enigmatic character in the world of Transformers. But he decided to finally let us peek at his character in his gijoe Collectors Club magazine, released in October 2016. In that, Autobot Toaster is described as the master of espionage, thanks to his self-efficient nature and inconspicuous alt mode, combined with his team of Crusticon Autoscouts, which allow them to pop up whenever you least expect them. Most of the time, Toaster works with the Autobot master of tricks and quizzes, Black Cat. After crash landing on Earth, Optimus Prime tasked them with constantly hiding in plain sight. Any Toaster you see in the world of Transformers, any series, any game, any comic, it may be Toaster, just doing his job. Constantly spying on the world in plain sight. A true robot in disguise. Later, the G.I. Joe Club magazine also showed us a story where G.I. Joe and the Autobots couldn't officially collaborate due to unsustained rumors. The story tells us about Black Cat and Toaster being sent by the Autobots go on a covert mission to the nation of Transcarpathia, a Eastern European nation. They were supposed to sneak into the Silent Castle, a giant building owned by the Cobra's weapon dealer Destro. There they found Megatron, who had survived the crash landing of Ark that was depicted in the G.I. Joe Marvel comics in the 90s. After his survival, Megatron decided to team up with Cobra Commander. To try to stop the operation, Black Cat short-circuited all the kitchen utilities with a small EMP, which allowed Toaster and his team of Krusticons Autoscouts to infiltrate the base by hacking the internal video feeds. After Black Cat reviewed the footage of Cobra working with Megatron, it allowed the Autobots to anonymously inform the United States Department of Defense, saving the day once more without ever being seen. After this adventure, both heroes again retreated in the shadows, only to be called upon when they're needed in the future. Other continuity appearances of Toaster had him being mentioned by Sideways, where he said that he killed off Blaster's siblings?
Dear Sideways, how many siblings does Blaster have? I've heard of Toaster, Carmen, and Blaster. Does he have any other? Dear Tedious Taskmaster. Not anymore? Not since old Uncle Sideways paid a visit to Casa del Blaster.
But come on, everyone knows that Sideways is a compulsive liar and a trickster. I'm sure if he ever met Toaster, he would crust himself to death. We also saw Toaster in the IDW continuity, where he hid in his alt mode on the bar counter at Swerve's during Overlord's assault. But I'm sure that's because Toaster was saving his power. He knew that if he showed even 1% of it, he would destroy Overlord. But that would probably also damage his companions and the ship, so he decided to stay hidden to not provoke his enemy. In the toy department, Toaster sadly was always too secretive for Hasbro to give us a 100% accurate transforming version of his robot mode. That's why when Toaster needed a toy form, it was a purplish redeco of the San Diego Comic-Con 2013 Blaster accessory that was sold in the G.I. and Transformers series. As a toy, it's a small boombox-shaped toaster, scaled to interact with the most G.I. figures. As an accessory, he comes with a free pack of his Krusticons. Probably as a way to sell more toys, Toaster was sold in a multi-pack with Ratbat, Megatron, Black Cat, a bunch of G.I. Joe characters I'm too European to know about, and I'm sure that people wanted it just for Toaster. Like, I can imagine how eBay looked that day. Everyone was throwing away the Megatrons, Ratbats, it was just about the toast, man. The whole existence of Toaster owed itself to a series of unrated gags by the artist Andrew Wildman. He often liked to draw cheeky visual gags in the background of his Transformers comics. Later, the earlier mentioned Dreadwing letter page was probably written by Simon Fillman, would make a joke of that, saying that the character of Toaster isn't canon, just a way of poking at the joke. But years later, Blaster in his own letter columns mentioned that he has a brother named Toaster. That letter column was probably written by yet another person that probably didn't know about all the earlier Transformers lore set up by the comics. You know how Transformers fans are, we love to connect the dots with everything, cause everything is somehow related and everything is a ritual of combinable Silverbot. Am I right, guys? So Transformers fans connected the dots of Autobot Blaster having a brother named Toaster and us seeing a Toaster Autobot in the arc, making it one character. As a highlight to their joke, Dreadwing sometimes joked that Emitter Zaron transformed into a toaster on 2 separate occasions, and Blaster later joked that the little bars of his Zaron mouths were some sort of oral toaster rack, so it suggested that Cybertronians knew about toasts or had some sort of mythology related to it. Also, Toaster origin never had a specified alliance. Ben Blaster joked that it changed depending on his mood, as a reference to the joke and the idea of waking up on the wrong side of the bed and stuff. Later, when the G.I. Joe Club magazine was writing the bio for Toaster, as I mentioned, he's described as a so secretive spy you never see him. And also, even before Toaster appeared in the comics, no guns, no sword, no briefcases, James Roberts said that he was part of the Lost Light crew as a joke, but he finally appeared and he's seen as an Autobot. At least that's what they try to tell you. I'm sure all of that is just a cover-up story made to protect Toaster's real identity. All over, I'm sure that all the info I just gave you from the TV Wiki is made up, since I'm sure such a great spy as Toaster would never allow himself to have anything about him documented. Think about it. It's all fake. It can be such a silly thing that Toaster exists. I'm sure it's all made up. It's all a cover-up. The spies, the government is hiding some... Either way, I love the ideas of characters that are so secretive that they don't even appear to be canon. It's a great gag and story beat. What do you think of Toaster? Do you agree with me that he's the greatest Autobot spy ever? Would you want him to appear in more media so you can be blessed by the sight of him? I'm sure it would be nice to see him fight with the evil Decepticon that gives Toaster Transformers a bad name, Ejector. Either way, thank you for watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and bye!